outside of the game, I like to keep my life active and healthy. I am a active personal trainer that I started up my own LLC, T's Fitness Season,
Sheesh.
um, and I've had that since I was 18.
Yo guys, how's everyone doing? This is your guy Assassin Dave. Welcome back to another episode of Meet Your Community. Today we have the one and only sexy and charming Coach Deku, the upcoming star of the NACT Spring season, the upcoming caster actually. How you doing, Deku?
I'm doing good, Dave. Thank you for the lovely introduction. Definitely feeling the energy and the hype coming from you, and it's great to be up here with you, man.
Yes, sir. It's great to have you as well. And, I gotta say that the entire time when I've listened to MLSA and all the other occasions that you've been casting, the only question I had was, why didn't we get to know about you better? Or earlier, should I say? I mean, in today's interview, I want to know about the Deku behind the caster desk. So why don't you go ahead and tell us a little bit more about yourself?
Well, myself, I am a bit of an entrepreneur, right? So outside of the game, I like to keep my life active and healthy. I am a active personal trainer that I started up my own LLC, T's Fitness Season,
Sheesh.
and I've had that since I was 18. I got into all the whole fitness thing from a young age. Always been in sports, but I started taking it seriously a little around that 16, 17 year old stage, and then at 18 just went full in, just committed and dived in as I do with everything else, just like this.
Damn. Okay, I got a question. When you mention sports, like what type of sports do you play? Like football, soccer, basketball? What's going on?
Two of the three, definitely not soccer, but I did play basketball, football, and a little bit of track during the off season between those two.
Jeez. Let me ask this. So if you're not for ML, well, forget about ML for now, but let's talk about like a personal sports career. Would you consider being like an all-star, like a full-time professional, trainer? Not trainer, but I don't even know the profession, like the actual player,
Athlete, like
football player.
professional athlete. Uh, Probably in football. Football is definitely my thing. I was a very fast big boy out there, so that was definitely my thing. Track was more of just a coach's decision. They kind of want you to be active year round and staying in condition. Never really cared about track. Basketball though, that was really my true love. But I was definitely better at football than I was basketball.
Dang. So if you're saying if we meet in person, you would teach me how to play ball.
Yeah, why not?
I was always the last to pick, to get picked in school, by the way, so it was kind of sad. And end up playing the least favorite, which is soccer, I believe. Okay.
Right.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, I know that you actually live in the same city with G Diaco. I mean, do you guys hang out a lot?
We don't hang out a lot, but I have been over. I have been over to G's house. Some people may have seen me on his stream during last NACT.
Yeah.
I met him, met the family. He's a great guy. Lovely neighborhood that they stay in, and it was surprising to me as well that he stayed out in Columbia. He's literally 13 minutes away from me. I could
Yeah.
go to G's house at any time.
Yeah, that surprised me too when I first heard that information. I mean, like, so why don't you go ahead and tell us a little bit more about how do you get to know about Mobile Legends and how do you get to know about casting? So let's start with Mobile Legends first.
So Mobile Legends, I jumped on it basically right away when it launched for iOS. I've been playing since the start of season 3. Um,
Whoa.
and you know what's funny is that Mobile Legends was my first MOBA. I had never played a MOBA prior to that. I was really about the typical North American gamer. I played a lot of FPS. So Mobile Legends was my first time branching outside of that. And I don't know, something about it just kept me in the loop. I don't even touch FPS anymore. I don't play first person shooters anymore. I just play MOBAs. Something about it just made me fall in love. And I actually clicked it from one of those annoying Instagram ads that
Oh,
used to be ran. I just, for some reason, something told me like, let me just click this, and I pressed it, and then here we are.
oh my God. Then what about the community and casting side? Because, right, like I said, when I first heard you casting, I was like, dude, why isn't this guy applying for casting a little bit earlier? Because you have an amazing just vibe when you're casting. Like, how do you get to know about casting? What kind of brought it up like now?
I mean, I've always known about casting, right? If you've ever been, close to the esports, that's always been a major thing. It's, the bread and butter. It brings the games and the gamers close to the community when you have that caster section. But Honestly, it happened organically. When most things just happen naturally, I didn't seek out to become a caster at first. I actually did it on accident. I guess you could say I was kind of trolling, as people like to call it, on Steph Weezy's Facebook one night. He was
Oh.
hosting some King of the Hills, some scrims, and I was just making some funny commentary, and people just happened to love what I had to say and told me to be a caster, and I was like, sure, I can give it a try. And then we started in July with that, July 11th to be specifically. Now I pay attention to it because it means a lot to me. But July 11th was the first time we started, and we just kept the ball rolling from there. And I mean, now here we are casting and up on the desk with you, Dave.
Oh my goodness, that is absolutely insane. Like so basically the community inspires you to be a caster in a way.
100%.
Oh wow. Okay, that's an interesting way to get into it. And obviously, I gotta say you have a talent, like a natural voice inside this community. I would say. Okay, so tell me more about MLSA. Like, whose idea is that? Because you guys been doing a fantastic job helping the North American community scrim, and obviously, bringing more fans to different teams in North America.
So the original idea came from Steph Weezy, the Facebook streamer, NACT caster. I'm sure most of the people in the community know him well by now. If not by face, definitely by name. He came up with this plan in about May. It was originally actually supposed to be a league, but he ended up
Ooh.
changing it near the end to better fit in the community, right? Because those leagues and tournaments and official events all happen on the weekend.
Right.
So to kind of avoid that, he kind of pivoted, made it a scrim academy, and made it during the weekday to help teams lead into those weekend events. And that's kind of how Mobile Legends Scrim Academy was born. It was the alternate route. It wasn't even the main idea at first. And people like me, Rim, Coulter, and a couple other faces that you see at the MLSA just joined on as it was going on, and I was just glad to be there from the start.
By the way, I think you guys are doing a phenomenal job with MLSA. I watch those casts. Not only does it help the community from a player perspective, right? The teams get to play and scrim, practice. It also brought a lot of casters, right? Because to be honest, MLSA is when I first heard you cast. I was like, that guy is talented, So that's pretty good. I mean, so far, I guess I have to ask every caster this question. The upcoming NACT spring season, there are a lot of teams already signed up, a lot of all-star teams, a lot of teams that you've seen in M4. So, should I say the M4 qualifier from North America? What are your go-to teams to watch? Like, what are the teams that you're most excited for the upcoming NACT?
Oh man, Dave, put me on the spot.
Just being a fan, you don't have to say like who is the strongest, all that. You just be like who are you fan for?
If I'm being honest, Dave, I don't want it to sound like I'm just ignoring the traditional and standard. I'm really looking forward to a lot of the developing teams. We've already, we already know what we come to expect from those well-established top teams that make their repeated occurrences, and whether it be in the top 8, top 4, even in the top 16.
Right.
But I feel like this year is going to be the year for North America to have those teams that kind of flew under the radar to kind of take over. Maybe not in the sense that they may take the win in NACT, but you'll get to, see some new names. And there's a couple teams specifically from the MLSA I've been looking at to really see step up and perform well in the NACT, maybe get over that hump and start to solidify themselves. And just off the top, teams like Team Wavo, I'm expecting them to do good things.
Team Wavo, right?
Yeah, Team Wavo is they're a tough team, man. You can ask teams that have been playing, that have stepped into the MLSA. They all tip their hats to Wavo. They got stuck at top 32. I think they lost to Valley or Ackerman in all NACT. So they had a really tough road. I feel like had it been any other team kind of in their weight class, they might have advanced, made it to that top 16. But teams like that, I'm definitely expecting and looking forward to see in NACT spring.
Wow, I like that. A very different flavor from like some traditional answers, I would say, right? Because obviously we expect most people to be looking out for like Valley, B2K, Gosu, all those teams, and here comes Deku. Definitely like supporting Wavo. So,
I mean, you see them. As long as these events have been going on, these teams, or at least the players on the teams, they've been here. We expect them to be where they are, right? So I'm looking to see something kind of shake up the scene. The same way how there's new casters popping out, like you said, there's new teams as well. And that's what I want to see. That's what I'm excited about for North America.
Absolutely. Last but not the least, I know that you're gonna be trying to make some content in the Mobile Legends space, and obviously try to join the content community. So why don't you go ahead and tell us a little bit more about like what type of content are you looking to go with, if you already have a plan?
I do have a plan. I just need the time, right? Got to fit that in here. And I
Yeah.
think that's a lot of content creators' biggest issue is just being able to stay consistent and open.
Yeah.
For me personally, on all my platforms, I'm Coach Deku, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube as well. And I want to bring out some different stuff. Like the whole coaching thing. I'm a very big advocate of, believing in coaches are needed for these teams, especially in North America.
Yeah.
We have a lot of great talent, but without some management there, it does present a little bit of an obstacle. And I want to showcase that. I don't want to show me playing the game or, making silly montages and things like that. I want to show, the aspect of coaching or, analysis, the things, that don't really get appreciated in a lot of cases. They just don't get showcased. People don't really know too much about it, and they just assume it's, just do this, do that, and that's coaching. And there's so much more to it. And I want to expose people to maybe encourage people to be coaches in North America because everyone has a talent. You may just not be a player, but you might be a phenomenal coach.
Absolutely. And I think that's a great segment to wrap up our interview today. Again, a big shout out to Coach Deku for taking the interview and obviously for making it to the NACT Caster group, the Caster League. So make sure to go follow Coach Deku with all the social media. We'll link all of them in description. And make sure to look out for Coach Deku's games because he'll be casting a lot of insane matches for the NACT spring season. So with that being said, that's going to be it for us today right here on this desk. Stetson Dave signing off. I'll look out for those matches. We'll see you guys next time. Bye for now.